So you've made a decision. You've seen wonderful things about Home Assistant and you'd like to get into it. But how do you do it? What do you do? What do you need? You've heard about Raspberry Pis and yellows and greens and pink with yellow spots. You've seen all sorts of things and you don't know what's what. I'm going to make life easy for you and we're going to turn it into the Home Assistant F1. We're going to use analogies to cars because cars are the same thing. Well, you think about them in the same way. You need to work out how much they cost, how economical they are, how much power have they got, how fast can they go, what can they carry, what can they do. And it's kind of the same thing with Home Assistant. So let's roll the credits and go through your choices so you can decide. So let's get this thing started. First thing we're going to need is some rules. So these are the rules. Each entry is going to be marked on 5 sections, and those 5 sections are cost, how much it costs, power use, is it a gas guzzler or is it very frugal, speed, how fast can it go, how good is it going to be when you want things to happen instantaneously, growth capability, so can you add to it, can you put things into it, can you add extra things, ease of setup, is it reasonably easy to set up or do you need a degree in astrophysics to get there. Each section is going to be marked out of 5. I'm going to add 5 bonus marks. So seeing as it's my video, I get to choose. No, I'm going to add 5 bonus marks. Okay. Rules 2. Cost is going to be in pounds. As of about 5 minutes ago, £1 equals $1.32 equals €1.15. You'll need to add your own tariffs depending on what day of the week it is and what's going on in the world. Prices are taken from sensible places on the internet. I've not picked one store. I'm going to look around for good deals and kind of things like that. The judge's decision is final unless I get overridden by she who must be obeyed. Let's go and see the first entrant. So let's go through the field. Going to start with the Home Assistant Green. Now I'm comparing that to a Toyota Prius. Cost wise, it's around £85 for a Home Assistant Green. It has brilliant power usage. It uses 3 watts at 12 volts when it's kind of fully loaded. Speed, it's okay. It does the job. Reboots and complicated stuff are going to take some time, but it does the job. Growth capacity, that's where you're stuck. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage. That's all you're going to get. No expansion at all. Ease of setup, this is where it wins. You plug it in and it works. Nothing needs doing, it's just there. So that's Home Assistant Green, Toyota Prius. Second on the list, we have a little bit of a shock. I've had to disqualify the Home Assistant Yellow. It comes as a kit, so it needs assembly and you have to choose the compute module. You have to choose what storage you've got. You have to choose whether you want PoE or whether you don't want PoE. It costs around £130. It's quite good for what it is, but it's not completely beginner friendly. So disqualified. Next we have the Raspberry Pi. Now this only just made it through because it needs a little bit of self-assembly. Cost is around £150 for everything that you need. Again, it's very good at power usage. Speed is okay. It's going to chug on reboot, kind of things like that. Growth capacity, it's possible. It's a little bit fiddly to do. The one I chose had got 8 GB of RAM and 255 GB of storage, and a case and a power supply. Ease of setup, some assembly required, and installation is via memory card, so again a little bit fiddly. The next one, I've actually split this off onto a category by itself. It's using a thin client computer. And what a thin client computer is, it's one that was used in large offices. It's a really low powered computer because it connects to a power computer that does all the grunt work. So it's kind of got the basics on it. I compared that to an old pickup truck. So around £75 for a refurbished one on eBay, Amazon. Power wise, it's a fair bit more. It's 65 watts. It's a proper device. Speed, it does a good job. It can chug a little bit because it's not designed to be powerful. Growth capacity, it's possible, but again, they weren't designed to have vast amounts of memory and vast storage. And expansion would normally be take out the memory that's in and put new memory in its place. Ease of setup, it's just software, just loading onto the existing hard disk. And the second of the bare metal setups, a old office PC. Now I actually mean something from an office that's 5-6 years old, perhaps even up to 10 years old, and an old style PC. And I've made that a 90s minivan. So cost wise, £150, something like that. If you got it on Amazon, it might be. If you work for a reasonably big company that's got ID department, go and have a chat with them. See if they've got an old PC they could sell you. Some even refurbish them and sell them back to their employees anyway. Power wise, it's a proper PC, so it uses a fair amount of power. I've put 200 watts down, but it kind of depends on what you're doing. Speed, it does a good job. It's there and it works. Growth capacity, depends on what PC it is. You could possibly get 16 GB or 32 GB of RAM to put more memory in. You can swap out chips. You can put bigger hard disks in. It could be a swap out. It could be an addition in these things. Ease of setup, it's just software, just like the thin client. You just install Home Assistant on it. Right, we're now going to go for a new bare metal mini PC or NUC. So this could be quite expensive, £100 to £250 or even more. I've made these a Golf GTI, if you haven't noticed. Power wise, could be up to 300 watts loaded. Speed, again, does a good job. It's designed to be a powerful PC. Growth capacity, not quite as good as the mini PC because everything is kind of crammed into a small space. Expansion would normally be kind of swap out again, take the memory in, take it back out again. Ease of setup, it's just software again. It's just loading the Home Assistant on bare metal. I've added an extra thing here. They do look quite fancy. So on the side next to your telly or kind of stuff like that, it looks like you know what you're doing and kind of things like that. So that's bare metal NUC or mini PC, Golf GTI. So Proxmox server, I've made this a Tesla Model S. Proxmox is the thing that you can create virtual environments. So the PC you need needs to be reasonably good, 100 to 200 pounds. It's a proper PC, so it's going to use 400 watts of power. Speed, it's going to be good. It does a good job. Growth, it's great. It's a virtual environment. If you want to add memory to the external host PC, you can then add that to the Proxmox server and then pass it on to your Home Assistant. Reasonably easy to do, not that complicated. Ease of setup, it's software install and Proxmox setup. Up above, there's a link on how you can set up a Proxmox server. So the next one's VMware server, and it's very similar to Proxmox. The difference is cost. VMware is expensive to license. Proxmox, you can get a free to use home use license, which doesn't cost you anything. For VMware, they do things, but you kind of need to renew them every 6 months, which is going to make life complicated. You probably need a real license, which will cost you from 400 to 600 pounds, depends what you're buying. Power, it's all going to be the same as Proxmox server. Everything here is going to be the same. The difference is price. And finally, a late entrance, VirtualBox on Windows. Now I've made this a beach buggy, and you'll see why in a minute. So cost, it could be nothing. If you're going to run it on your existing PC, it'll be fine. You just need your existing PC to be on all the time. If you're going to buy a new one, it'll cost you around 300 quid. Power use, proper PC again, 400 watts, fully loaded. Speed, it's going to do a good job. Growth capacity, again, if you upgrade your PC, you can add more to the virtual environment. It's limited by the host you're running it on. Ease of setup, it's just software with VirtualBox. Link up there if you want to kind of have a look to see how easy it is. Issues, because you're running it on Windows starts being a pain. So Windows needs updates and needs to reboot. So you've got to stop your Home Assistant server and do that. I did this for a very long time, and I had dreadful issues with USB where Windows would suddenly go, no, you can't use that USB for your environment. You're stuck now. So like a beach buggy, it's actually great to use and play with and kind of stuff like that, but if you start using it on real roads, you're going to run into problems. Okay, let's go to the sum up and we'll see who's going to win. So here we go. Cost jury, are you online? Cost jury, calling the cost jury. Can we hear your marks, please?
Hello, wrong words. I have the marks from the cost jury. Toyota Prius, representing Home Assistant Green, 5 points. Vespa scooter, for the Raspberry Pi 5, 4 points. Used pickup truck, standing in for the thin client PC, 5 marks. 90s minivan, the old PC workhorse, 4 marks. Volkswagen Golf GTI, sleek and snappy like the Intel NUC, 2 marks. Tesla Model S, the Proxmox VM powerhouse, 4 marks. Mercedes S-Class, the enterprise-grade VMware VM, 1. Beach buggy with mods, your VirtualBox setup, kicking up sand and YAML errors, 5 marks. That concludes the marks from the cost jury.
Thank you, cost jury. I'm just hearing online Power and Speed are having trouble with their internet connection, so they will be sending their marks in digitally. Okay, I think we've got the power marks now. I think we can reveal those, and that looks like a top to bottom, which kind of makes sense. The ones at the top use least power. Speed marks, can you talk to me, or are you going to send yours in automatically as well? Okay, they're going to send theirs in automatically. Here they come. Okay, and that's the other way around. So the things that use least power have got the slowest speeds. Right, so we go to judges' marks. It's been a difficult decision, and we've discussed this in depth. The decision is for the two VMware and Proxmox, because of their flexibility, I'm going to give them 2 extra points. For the NUC, I'm also going to give that 2 extra points because it looks good on the side. And the only other mark I'm going to do is running VirtualBox on Windows. I'm going to take away 1 point there. So that's judges. Let's go and talk to growth. Let's see what growth can do. Growth and ease of use have got their same problem. They're going to send their marks in directly. So growth wise, here they come. All typed in now. Oh, and as you can see, the Home Assistant Green scored really badly there. Virtual machines have done really well. Okay, Yeez, you've had a bit of time. Can you talk to us now? Okay, you're going to send yours in electronically as well. Okay, ease of use. The winner is the green, with 5, and the others are 3s and 4s. Okay, I think the last thing we need to do is reveal the scores. I'm just going to remove myself from the screen. So there we are. There's the full scores. It's been a very close run race, and the winner is Proxmox VM, followed closely by both bare metal installs. So let's go to the post-race analysis. I hope you enjoyed my bit of fun. I've tried to make it as sensible as possible. The answer with these is it might not be your answer. I'd love to say Proxmox is best for everyone, but some people, starting with the green and continuing on, is fine and it just works. It depends how much time and effort you want to put into setting it up and keeping things running. And cost, again, if you want to spend lots of money and have a nice shiny thing on your desktop, you can. Okay, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. In a second, I'm going to take the whole screen up and change clothes and show you some more videos. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to, but there's some good ones coming up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Unless you want to watch these two.